Now, I say it's easy for the reverts. Y'all getting married a little quick. Y'all get married quick.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. We're
y'all
not
do.
gonna do that. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for everybody. But you know what? Um, I haven't been in a dating pool in a long time, so I'm not just gonna jump out there and just say how it is. But um, these sisters got their expectations real, real high.
Welcome to Unwrap Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. I am your host, Mariam Kaba, and I have a special, special guest. I know I call all my guests special, but if you come on this show, you're special. I have a special guest, my sister, May. Salaam alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam, sis. I'm good. I'm chilling. Alhamdulillah. Everything's good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm happy to have you. So I want you to tell my guests a little bit about you. You don't have to name drop, you don't have to do all that, but I just wanted to tell the people a little bit of what you do, who you are, and a little bit of your background before we get into, your journey to Islam.
What do I do? First and foremost, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I do work with a few people, like with brands, marketing. I would call myself like the plug. I'm trying to get things done for certain
Mhm.
people. Um, I just got so many hats, so we can get into them, but I wouldn't put myself in just one thing that I do. I do almost everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. And, yeah, that's what I
Okay,
do.
so explain one of your hats. If you were to explain a little bit of your background, explain one of your hats just to give people a background of a little bit of you, like, even if it's just explaining how you mother or explaining how you're a wife and, um, a little bit of your background.
So for the most part, I work from home. I do like with brands, I try to connect people. I work with like a couple I don't want to say any
Mhm,
names, but I work with like big people and I do like connections for them, like whatever they need. I have like a home team that I work with at the moment. Um, I work from home. So of course I watch my kids. That's a 24-hour
yes.
job. Cooking for my husband, taking care of the house and just making sure life is good around home.
Mhm. What is your background? Like, you where do you live now and where are your parents from?
Oh, so yeah, like my nationality, I'm Eritrean.
Mhm,
It's East African.
mhm. East African,
Uh,
stand up, period. East Africa, stand up.
um, yeah, so I'm East African. Was born there, came to America at one, so pretty much American, but I'm heavily invested in my roots.
Mhm, mhm. So you being, I think Eritrean is, 50 is it 50 percent Islam, or is it just 90 a whole everybody's
The
basically.
the country with
Oh,
50.
it is 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, so you before you reverted to Islam, you did have a little bit of a background of Islam.
Um, Surprisingly, no, I didn't because you're African,
Mhm,
right? Yeah, so like how it is with culture. I mean, I know that there were Muslims from there, but like we just, I just wasn't like exposed to too many Muslims.
okay.
So,
Okay, so you
yeah.
weren't exposed to it, it really didn't cross your path, and that's different. I thought I would think, because 'cause we're exposed to Christians
Well,
all the time.
yeah, yeah. So you're exposed to whatever your parents teach you.
Mhm,
So my parents were Orthodox Christian. So when we came to America, that's all we followed, if that makes
mhm,
sense. Like that's probably it. Growing up, I did run into a lot of Muslims, but I was like naive to it. Like I didn't know
right.
much about it. I just they have to wear, they have to cover up and stuff like that. That like little ignorant stuff that we just didn't know
Mm,
or we didn't learn.
right. So you just, you seen people that had the hijab, but you didn't really know the didn't know the background of Islam, you just knew these were Muslims
Well,
because they had the hijab on.
and I was really rarely exposed to Black Muslims.
Mm,
Like I had Afghan friends, like Arab Muslim friends, and I just didn't know too much about like Black Muslims, even African Muslims.
mhm.
I didn't know. Yeah, I know they exist all over the world,
Right,
but
right, but just, you coming well, you were here since you were 1 years old, so you damn near
yeah,
American, for real.
I'm American,
Yeah.
but you know how everybody else feel. You're not
No, no,
American.
yeah. I do feel though, like me personally, like people that are born in other countries, people come here and they take America by the horns. Like y'all really, it's a
Yeah.
different hustle that I've seen personally in my life that I see from people. But okay, so tell
Yeah,
me
well,
a little bit about how your journey, because this is a journey, but this is a story about you. I want to know about your journey to Islam, but this is also how you navigate being a mother, being a wife, balancing the life that you do, because you do you do so many, you wear so many hats, right? So I want to talk about how do you balance that as well, right? And as a new revert, right? And because a lot of the times as women, we kind of lead the household in a way where if the woman is praying and is
mhm.
prayerful, I feel like the household runs smoother, right? You gotta kind of be the
and that,
one.
and that's true. That's like a fact. Um, because the kids really follow, like, daddy's gone, he's working and stuff. It's me here.
Hmm.
So I noticed, like, if I'm lacking a little
Yes.
bit on my dean, which I'm not perfect sometimes, people lack a little bit with whatever they're going through. And I noticed that my kids, like, I have a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, and my 14-year-old nephew lives with me.
Okay.
They know they know all their prayers. Oh, and I have an almost 2-year-old as well. But they know all their prayers in Arabic. They know all their stuff. So it's like when I'm slacking,
Hmm.
um, they'll stop praying. They'll stop doing certain things. But when I pick up on it, I'm like, "Hey, y'all," they get on it. But they really watch me.
Right.
And hypocrite thing, it just don't work well in my house because my kids are like, "Well, mom, you don't do it." And then you know
Right,
how
they
that
call you
goes.
out if you're not being the one, and that's the main important thing too. I think a lot of people don't realize that, um, and no disrespect to fathers, but I feel like fathers can be have they don't need that much stability. I feel like when it comes down to the mental health of the children and how the children operate, they're paying attention to how the mother is moving. When the mother is unstable and all over the place, the children gonna be all over the place, right? So tell me how you got
Yeah,
into how you took your shahada. That's the big one. I love hearing I love first of all, I have a big and major respect for reverts. I have a major
Mhm.
respect because not only did you looked at this religion, you did your research, Allah turned your heart because Allah is the one who turned your heart, but then you did the due diligence of taking your shahada and you did all of that. What Tell me about your revert story.
So like I said, we grew up Orthodox Christian, but we weren't like heavily in the church. And I'm a fast forward. So my husband, um, he went to Mecca and he converted or reverted.
Mhm.
His brother and his family, they were already Muslim. So it was just like me and him left kind of
Okay.
thing. Um, we wanted to do it together, but when he went to Mecca, he called me and was like, "So I'm like, I took my shahada, I'm Muslim." He did a what's it called? Not Hajj. What's the other
Omar,
one? Not
Omar.
Hajj. Umrah. Umrah, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, so he did Umrah, and I'm like, wow, you didn't tell me. And he's like, it was something. It was up with me and Allah. Wasn't something that I could just, get your okay on. And I was like, wow, okay, so something is moving my husband, and he don't move like that. Like we do everything together
Mhm.
usually. So about a year in, I just learned me and my kids just learned. We saw the difference in him, and I'm like, I didn't want it to just be like, "Oh, because he's Muslim, I'm just gonna convert and revert back and be Muslim." I'm like, I didn't want it to be one of those things because if it's gonna be serious, like my family, people judging and all that, it would have to be, like, completely cutting all that kinda stuff off.
Mhm.
Um, so before Ramadan, I just was like, "We wanna take our shot of me and my kids. We wanna do it," and we did
And
it.
what year was this? This was, 2024?
It was this year,
Okay,
yeah. It was,
alhamdulillah,
um yeah, alhamdulillah,
alhamdulillah.
but I wanted to do it, but it was just like, "Oh, I'm not ready yet," and, "Oh, I don't think so," and a lot of people are like that. A lot of people love the idea of Islam. They love the whole religion, but they're like, "Oh, I'm not ready yet," and I was one of them people.
And what made you feel like you weren't ready?
just a lot of bad habits that I still had, you know? It was like just a lot of bad habits, just the mental, like, frame of just with Islam, people think you just gotta be perfect all day,
Mhm.
and it's like, you're not. No one's perfect. So it was one of those kinda things I didn't wanna disappoint Allah pretty much kinda
Mhm.
thing. Um, but I took it and it's been lovely, and I found, like, a different kinda peace too, like, I'm like, "I'm so disappointed, I should have been did this."
Mashallah.
Like, it makes you so closer to God, it feels like. It's unexplainable for real.
Oh,
Yeah.
mashallah, that's amazing. I lo I always like to hear the reverse story. Yes, I always like to hear the reverse story because you said something, you said that, the first thing that you said too about your husband, you said that, it wasn't something that he could even tell you about. It was just between him and Allah, and that's really the
Yeah, I was
relationship.
mad at him.
That's the
I was
relationship though,
mad.
like, and it's so funny because I think a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of the things that we do and how we operate and how we show up to the world is literally between you and Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It's like, oh, even
Yeah.
you guys are probably in the best marriage and everything, but it was something that he had to do on his own, and then eventually you follow suit with your own knowledge too. You didn't do it just because he did it, you know? You
No, yeah, like a year.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, of course, he influenced, he influenced and just
Mhm.
him watching him change, and we just wasn't on the same level. Like, he would pray, like, he would do Ramadan, and I'm like, "Something just feels off." So we just started doing our own research, and, it was just meant to be, and, like, I'm glad that he did convert without me because I would have been able to watch and see his world and see his deen and watch him change, and that pulled me closer, like, "Oh, okay, it's hard to change." So
Right.
and he's not a follower like, "Oh, yeah, they're doing it, I'm doing it." Like I said, his family was Muslim, like, 2 years before him too. 2,
Wow.
3 years.
Okay, so everything was just in time and you just trusted the timing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're Muslim and you said something earlier too. You said that people people have a mindset of not wanting to take their shahada, and even though they want to do it, they feel like number one, I like that you guys view the religion as perfect, but we're not perfect, right? But I feel like a lot of
Right.
people do think like you, and a lot of people think like that, and what do you tell those sisters
Oh,
and even brothers that feel like they cannot join the deen because they're not perfect? They're still drinking, they're still indulging in bad habits and have vices. What do you tell those people?
um, I think, mankind, like, we were born to sin, so and Allah already knew that. That's why we have the deen, that's why we have Islam. It's to, get beg for forgiveness, you know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself back. As long as you pray to me and come to me and ask for redemption, you're gonna be all right because it's not a surprise. He already knows what we're gonna do. Like, best of all planners, of course. So a lot of people are nervous because they think you have to be perfect. And it's like they don't want to stop smoking. They don't want to stop drinking. They don't want to stop, dressing crazy. And they think you just gotta cover your hair. And it's like it's so much deeper and beautiful. It's so much more to it. So when you start reading and you start learning the religion, it's like, wow, this is what I needed my whole life.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And I think they're just scared of what other people are gonna say. That's the big thing we got going on too. Like if you're a big Christian or you just anything
right.
and you tell your I I'm converting to Islam, for some reason some people have the worst stuff to say. The worst I was about to curse. The worst stuff to say about people converting or reverting back to Islam. But if someone says, "Hey, I'm a Christian," everybody's like, "Oh, welcoming." But with Islam, it's like, God, so much hate on it,
Mhm.
and that's what brought me closer to it. Like, oh wow, I really got your attention.
Mm. Do you feel
Attention.
like
So it's
it's
like I'm
a
doing
it's
such
a
a
it's hard. Was it hard for you to, like, break it to your family and everybody else that you 'cause and how did they
a
react to you taking your shahada? Little tap.
majority of my family, they were accepting because they know me and they know I just wouldn't do no goofy, no just anything kind of thing. I'm pretty much a stand-up person in my family. My mother had a hard time taking it, but even her, she just had to accept it because like when we go in that grave, we going by ourselves. And that's what I told my mom. Like, you're not coming with me. You don't know. And this is what I know. This is what I like. You don't gotta accept it, just don't disrespect it. Cause my mom lives with me.
Mhm.
So it is hard seeing a African, mother who immigrant mother who came and brought us here and she want us to live by her rules and all that. But like I'm married, I got my own kids and stuff, and inshallah one day she'll follow.
Inshallah. Yeah, because I think being able to make dua for your parents, I think as reverts, I always hear stories about, not being able to do that. Like, in almost in tears about 'cause the fa like, I don't that's why I say I have so much of respect for reverts because I feel like, all we know the people that are born Muslim, all our family is Muslim. We get to celebrate Ramadan together. We have big parties, we have big celebrations. We all come together
Mhm.
and not to have that support, I don't know how I would be, you know? I don't know. We just really have to hold ourselves accountable and do things on our own, which is kinda it's tough, when you're the only one well, not you're not the only one, your husband and your children, but it's
Right, I was just about to say that, like, it would be very sad kinda it is a little lonely for just a revert with no other foundation besides depending on their old family members. Yeah, that'd be hard, but for me, like, we built ours. So my kids, my husband, those are the most important people to me, so whoever is not on board, then you just can't
period.
come.
Okay. Okay, wife.
Doesn't affect me as much. It doesn't affect me as much. My siblings, they love me for who I am. We we don't really celebrate like big holidays anymore, but like I did go to Thanksgiving to my brother's place in
Uh-huh.
California. And because my father is sick, so we just wanted to spend time with him. And I'm like, I'm still normal, y'all. I can still come to stuff. I just don't,
And how
all
was
the
that? How
baby
was
stuff.
that? Because I know a lot of people gonna say something about Thanksgiving. Me, myself
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm new to Islam, but I still have family members who are sick, and it's like, just because I found God, I'm not gonna turn my back on my family. I can bring them on my journey with me.
Mhm.
So I don't really care what people be saying too much because, like, they're not in my position.
Right.
Mm.
So
So,
how
yeah,
did it
we
go?
my
Like, how
mom
if you could talk me a little bit, like, take us with you.
how
Yeah, yeah,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
went. We went to California. I cooked up all the food, me and my sister-in-law. And when it was time to eat, my father, who has dementia, he's battling cancer right now. He's in his
Mhm.
70s. So this was big for my family. Like, one big gathering. We don't know what could happen. So it was important, and it was gonna go his way. It was gonna go how my dad wanted it to go. So we went. He prayed over the food, and some of the family members were like, "Well, how do y'all do it?" And I said, "Oh, we just say Bismillah when we eat."
Mhm.
Um, and my dad just started busting down saying the Al-Fatiha prayer. And mind you, he has dementia, but he was raised he lived in Sudan for a long time. So he worked with Muslims. He lived in a Arabic speaking country. So out of nowhere, he just starts busting down the prayer. And I'm like,
Wow. Mashallah. Like, that's
mashallah.
amazing to hear.
And yeah, and my father is very accepting. I talked to him. I'm like, hey, so I'm looking, bye. He's like, "Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh." Like my dad just says it. Dementia or not, my dad, that's my guy. So Thanksgiving for him, yeah, we're gonna all come. It ain't a celebration. This is a family gathering. And you can still hang out with Christians and, be a part of their stuff as long as you know that there's only one God.
Mhm.
He was on Islam, you're gonna be all right. I think people make it more difficult than what it is. Oh, they're around a Christmas tree. The whole world has Christmas trees everywhere.
Mm.
Like we can't stop ourselves from walking into places that are already got all the stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Believe it or not
So people
believe it or not,
so
though, it's a lot of Arabs that I've seen on TikTok and on social media, they have Christmas trees up.
yeah, no, we didn't do that. And my kids, and like I said, my kids were sound like no Christmas tree this year. And I would have did it for them just for the small ones, but it's like, dog, we gotta stand on business. Like this is what I want y'all to teach y'all kids. This is what I want, like it starts with me. So if I
Mhm.
start half-assed, oh, we're gonna do a tree and gifts, and then come on, like let's just go full throttle with it and
Right,
cut it out. And
right,
we still
right,
people don't
right. No, yes, that's so true, but I see a lot of it's an ongoing thing because 'cause I'm like, having a Christmas tree is like, I think having a Christmas tree is bigger than drinking or smoking because you had to premeditate. you had to go to the store. You had to go pick up the tree. You decorated the tree.
Right.
You had it up, like, you put the stockings up. You know, sometimes you
And
might be
it's not even Christian, it's not even a Christian tradition. Like if you really get down
mhm.
on what a Christian is treat, that's some pagan shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. No, I know, but
he's
people
about
still do it though. It's people still do it.
that ain't nobody birthday.
Yes, no.
That's not Santa Claus and that all that. So when I got hip, I'm like, wow, I was getting played. And I really thought this was a Christian holiday back then.
Mhm. Mhm. A lot of the
And
holidays is for the money. It's for the money for the
yeah,
people, man. They got them back to back too. So they running it back to back, and then the states we all running like, oh, we gotta go make dinner for this, and we gotta go. I can only imagine. I Alhamdulillah, I never had to celebrate it at all, but
yeah,
I just know that what our parents would do because we still children, it'd be like, okay, we just gonna
right.
take you shop because you know you're going on a break and then for winter
You want to come
yes,
back,
everybody
fly,
coming back fly,
yes.
new J's, new this, they flyed up. You like, dang,
You want
so
to
my
come back
parents
for that.
always was like, okay, well, we gonna get you our little something, something. So, cause we live in Western school, so it's like everybody like, oh, look, he coming with the same sneakers on, the same clothes on. So, but now I do think that I do feel like putting up a tree is a bigger sin than drinking. I feel like it's a bigger sin. It's this huge sin to me than versus then like because you're basically celebrating. Sure, you were thinking it's one of the prophet's birthdays. You putting up trees, you doing all of this. That's just like the Prophet Muhammad was Sallam's birthday, and then y'all done got a cake to blow out candles for him. It's like we don't do
Yeah.
that. So anyway.
So
Alhamdulillah
sweet.
that you guys are that you're taking because I feel like it's important as a mother and as a wife to we kind of run that we run the household and we run the children so they looking at you to see exactly how you're moving and I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you too. Yeah.
Your first tell me about them first couple of months too, like because I don't know, I'm pretty sure you still in the world a little bit because you just took your shahada this year. So tell me about like that
Um,
first like because did you get judged? See, the thing is, I think a lot of times too, because you don't wear the hijab, you might not get judged as much. But I know your close friends know. How did they handle that?
um, so for me, like we took our shahada, then it was instantly Ramadan.
Okay.
Like literally took our shahada maybe I want to say a week before. Yeah, we took our shot a week before. Then me and my husband went and got a nikah, like right after. And now that you know what I'm saying, we got married. And it's all like married because we wanted to take Ramadan serious. Like it wasn't no practice thing for us. So we were kind of under for a long time. Ramadan is almost a month, right?
Mhm.
So my friends and stuff, they didn't really see us because we were in the house, so family time. But I didn't have too many friends that really had anything negative to say. Them people was already cut off before I even jumped into trying to be
Mm.
Muslim. The people around me though, they were all happy for me, and they knew they was like, "Man, you deserve this. Like whatever you're doing." And I encourage everybody else, like you can do it too. Like people were giving me my grams. They were happy for me, genuinely happy for me. I think there's a few people that make their little comments and stuff, but it's like I can't really hear them, so
Right.
they gonna saying it today. So yeah, I didn't have too many people like bothering me with nothing but the negative.
What do you say? That's alhamdulillah for that because I know, girl, when you get outside and you be outside and all of a sudden you start changing a little bit, you got people like, girl, I don't know what you trying to do. You trying to be act like you don't even be doing in this in the club and you outside. Girl, you get all of the
Clocking,
mhm.
they be clocking, but it's okay because like I feel like I got the best relationship with Allah. Like it really don't bother me. Maybe it used to, but it don't. Like if you see me out and I'm working and like for my work, we do have to be sometimes like the artists or anything. They do got to go to clubs. So I'm going where the work is, and a lot of people learn to just adjust to where they at, and people be quick to be like, oh, will you be still partying? You don't know what I'm doing. You just don't know what I'm doing. So you got to really block them kind of people out, or it's going to be miserable being Muslim for you. If you care about what people say besides your Lord, your God, it's gonna be hard.
Mhm. I believe that.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's definitely hard. I think for me, and I talked about this. I said I literally I'm doing TikTok lives like every Saturday. I'm gonna try to do a live every Saturday. I want you to come on if you can on a Saturday. But I talked about how I think that people underestimate the mercy of Allah, right? And that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is we literally say the Rahman or Ar-Rahim, like he's the most forgiving, the most merciful. And we say Al-Fatiha literally between like we if we were to count, I can't count on off head how many times we say
a lot
Al-Fatiha
of
per day per prayer,
it's
but we literally say that before we say anything, right? And then you got people
Mhm.
that will try to talk about you when um I seen something that was like talking about Farun and we talking about Pharaoh when Pharaoh literally, when he was about to die, yes, he was drowning, and then Angel Jabril kicked dirt in his mouth because he knew that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala was so merciful, so forgiving, that if he would have said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, that Allah would have almost forgiven him. Like, and
Yeah,
he was the worst.
you would have had
Yes, like, Farun Pharaoh was the worst. And the fact that I feel like people now condemn and say, "Well, you don't wear hijab. You don't even do that. You don't even do that." And it's just like, do you know who our Lord is? Do you know who he
yeah,
like, do you have that relationship with him? I question a lot of sisters and brothers sometimes when they are in a judgment state and they're not sitting in front of you. I believe that, I almost feel sad. I feel sad because I'm like, "Oh, now y'all I don't think y'all know who Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is, because if y'all do, then y'all would understand." But then it's like, "No, well, you gotta be doing this, you should be," and it's like, "No, he gave us these stories and these surahs for a reason. Let's read on them and understand who he is." Anyway,
and get to really going
get to
on.
know what's really going on. So now I wanna talk about you as a wife, right? Because a lot of us sisters, we suffer. See, you reverted, you already had your man, you already got your children. Right now, sisters, right now, I say it's easy for the reverts. Y'all getting married a little quick. Y'all get married quick.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. We're
y'all
not
do.
gonna do that. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for everybody. But you know what? Um, I haven't been in a dating pool in a long time, so I'm not just gonna jump out there and just say how it is. But um, these sisters got their expectations real, real high and don't got nothing to bring with it as well.
Mm,
So it's really hard to find you talking about a husband because we don't do boyfriends and all that. And so I'm like, you with a man, that's gonna be your husband.
mm,
I tell sisters all the time, like, slow down and see if you really like this person, just whether it's because you're gonna be stuck with them forever.
mm,
Like unless you do a divorce, which will be a waste. But um, and I say work on yourself. Like before you go look for a husband, make sure you do know how to cook. Um, make sure you do know how to clean. Make sure do you have some little sisters and stuff you want to practice being around to if you have kids, like how do you treat your parents? Like you have to build like your inside gotta be good too, because these men will marry you for like your looks and stuff, and then they'll be like, man, this girl's trash. Like, what am I doing? And then they'll get a second wife or they'll start neglecting you. So you gotta have like compassion. It ain't gonna always be good.
mhm,
When you say I do for everything, right? Um, every day is not just Disneyland,
mhm,
but every day you feel grateful that you got a partner, like, ooh, I'm just so thankful for you. Alhamdulillah every time, mad or not.
mhm, mhm. So you think
So I would say work on yourself
work on yourself.
before.
Sisters, we
Yeah,
gotta work on ourselves, sisters. We gotta know what we want.
yeah, just work on yourself. And it might not just be it's timing. It's timing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't meet my husband. Well, we met and then 3 years later we got together.
Mm.
And we didn't really care for each other for real, and then we spent the block and we back, and then.
I think a lot of us, as sisters though too, and brothers too, I feel like a lot of us are dating who we like and not who like us.
Um, yeah, yeah. Break that down a little bit.
Me
Dating who we like,
Yeah, so,
not who like us.
like, as sisters, we looking at, "Oh, he handsome." Oh, he you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and a lot of the times we have to like who like us. Like, I feel like as if a man is pursuing you, sometimes we'll pick it apart like, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh," because we feel like,
yeah,
"Oh, no, we deserve a little better," you know, or we want better, or there's better out there. And sometimes you may be looking at your husband like you looked at your husband 3 years ag it was 3 years you seen him. You didn't know that was gonna be a
yep,
husband, who knows? But did he pursue you? That's another question. Did he pursue you? Or did you look at him and
he
was
did.
like, "Oh, I
He
like you," and then
he applied heavy pressure, yes, he did, but I liked him too. I liked him not for the reasons that I just like, I feel like the minute I seen him, I could see him, like, "Oh, you, like, super cool, you not like these other people,"
Mhm,
like, soon as we even first dating, it was like, "You know what, I'm going with something different, I'm going with a guy who, got his stuff together, who, like, could talk in front of, like, business people," like, you start going higher for the guys, but it don't always be about, like, money either, it'd be, like, his intelligence, how he interact with other people, how other people carry him.
mhm. So, in our
Those key
religion, you
factors.
know that we not supposed we the 50
To date,
no,
yeah.
50-50.
Oh,
I
oh, 50-50.
50-50. Okay, so men is supposed to provide, we not supposed to like, we can offer help if we see a little struggling, but he not supposed to ask us, right? So how do you feel about that? About the 50-50? How do you feel about providing? How do you feel about it's like a 10-part question for real. So let me just run it down. How do you feel about providing? How do you feel about 50-50? How do you feel like helping your man when he down and out? How do you feel about teamwork makes the dream work? How do you feel about all of those things that come under that umbrella? Because right now I feel like I always if they watch my other episodes, y'all kind of know how I feel a little bit about I feel like a lot of reverts, y'all help a little bit more maybe, or y'all doing something a little something we ain't doing. I don't know. I be
Wait,
playing though, but
so
go ahead, go ahead,
wait
go ahead.
wait, so when we talking 50-50, are we talking about cash 50-50, like 50-50 on bills? Is are we talking about, like, physically?
So you
Because
explain what you
50-50,
like as far as how you like what would you if I was to say 50-50 without any backstory on it, what would you say 50-50 would be?
I think from the jump, it would probably just mean money. Like, when women think 50-50 right now, it's going 50-50 on them
Mhm.
bills. And, no, like, in Islam, like, they do say the man take care of everything, but if he's in the position to, yes, like, he should pay all the bills. But if your man was taking care of all the bills and then he loses his job and y'all 2 years in and, it's just not working for him right now, duh, yes, I would step up and hold my household down because I'm just gonna wait for us to fall off because he can't get it right now. It's just temporary for me. And if you really love him and care about your family, you could step up and help a little bit. Like, it's nothing wrong with helping to me. Now, forever for life, I mean, no. But if there was an issue where, yeah, my man needed some help and he couldn't figure it out, yes, 100%. I will hold it down until it's his turn. And in all actuality, that's how all partnerships are. Like, it don't always be about money, like 50-50 could be like him helping you with your kids 50% of the time, and then I got him and we still live in the same house, you know?
Mhm.
Like, he's helping 50-50%, it's not all about money to me. So, yeah, I think people get with this 50-50 thing and like, "I can't be with no man who if he don't pay all my bills and stuff," and it's like, "But would you pay his bill?" If he took care Okay, so I got a question. If your man took care of you for 10 years straight,
Mhm.
uh and then he couldn't do it for the 2 years. Would you step up and take care of your man for them 2
For
years?
2 years?
Just for 2 years, he's like, "Baby, I need 2 years to get back on my feet. Do you got me?"
Mhm, I would. I feel like I
You
like a
would.
man one thing about it is, my whole thing is just show me that you gotta have showed me you was a leader. Show me that you got yeah, 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 that's what I'm saying. So for that 10 years, he was holding stuff down. So 2 years I mean,
Yeah,
10 years, you holding stuff down. For 2 years, "Baby, I got you. Whatever you need for me to do, I will." But I think, what a lot of sisters are facing is men even lack the direction. We they don't even have the direction, they don't have the leadership, they don't have the money, they don't have the drive, they don't have any of those things. And then it's
it
like, "You
it's
not submissive enough. You too independent. You done been" And it's like, I didn't have to be. And I want to now for you to relieve those things. And you can't because you're not in a financial position because the way right now society is, a lot of women are making more. You know, we had the
Yeah.
potentially to make way more money. We are a lot of us are more innovative, and not all of them, because I know many men too as well that are running things, that are, that are in the studio that I record in now every day, or when I do my episodes, is ran by a man. You know what I mean? And he's running things. You know what I mean? So it's not that they don't have the capability. It's just, I think it's just a lack. It's a lack for the ones that want us.
It's really hard in it right now. Like it's hard for black men. It's hard for all men. Like if you think about it, like a woman could take a man's job right now. They're less to deal with. They're gonna take less money. It's hard out here for men, and I have brothers, and that's the only reason like I could speak up for it. Like sometimes I look at them and I'm like, dang man, like shoo, thank you a lot that I'm a woman because if I have to carry all that on my back, I would be like, woo. It's a lot of mental health problems because men are supposed to provide and they can't, and if they don't they're going to lose everything. Like it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. So I give some of these men some grace because they do try. There are men who come from different countries and come out here and just go crazy and be rich, but other people don't. You know what I'm saying? It's harder for other
And so
people.
as sisters, we gotta hold it down a little bit more. You feel like our expectations is, you said the expectations is a little high.
Yeah, in terms of like for Muslims, if we saying that we want to go to Jannah, this dunya is just if we really talking like we say we're supposed to be talking, um, financially, it shouldn't be a deal breaker. Like, of course, nobody want to be with someone super broke that they can't even do a wedding, but like you don't need the richest guy to be happy either, though. Like, you just need somebody who's into you and cares about your kids and yeah, like you gotta love what love you. And sometimes them rich people, they don't even be there. Like if your man is super, super rich, he not gonna be there at the house with you.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, he gonna
Not
be
gonna
on
be
the
there
road a
at
lot of
the
the times, working a lot of the times.
house working.
I don't mind that.
I don't mind either. Every woman like they breaks, child. Listen, we do. But I do want my husband to be a father and raise his kids too. I don't want to be the father in the house. I don't want to be the disciplinary, like, sometimes come in and come out. But yeah, expectations are high and they gonna miss out on some of them good guys
Yeah, because
looking for
yeah. Looking for the what?
looking for them bad guys. You're gonna miss out on your good guy looking for them bad guy because the bad guy is always handsome, flashy, and all that, but he broke too
Mhm.
sometimes. You just didn't know because you was getting conned for a whole year and you was looking out on the outside and didn't get a chance to look in his inside
How long do
and you
you
got
feel like
played.
as sisters that it should take for like for us to feel like if a man not being serious or if he being serious with us?
I think from day one you should be able to see like what you mean. So it's hard with Islam because you're not supposed to date. So
No, I'm saying, so if you had
it's
the
hard.
first meeting, like, cause I know some brothers. Uh, Matter of
Mhm.
fact, I the episode is gonna be before this episode. Uh,
Mhm.
that he met his wife and married his wife within the first meeting of his wife. He met her and was like, "I want to marry her." I don't think that's everybody's doing that, but I do feel like it
Mhm.
is possible. So I'm saying, like, as far as the timeline for sisters, so because a lot of brothers will tell you like, "I want to marry you," and then you're talking, you're getting to know him. But how serious do you feel like he should be, or how serious do you feel like we should take a brother, and how long should you feel like it should take for sisters to want to get married after talking to?
I would say I would say at least wait a month. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's just like interacting, whatever phone calls you got, the chaperone, just interact for a month because this is your life. And it's like you're gonna be with this person, but you need to know it might like it might be things that bother you about him that you can catch on early and see and not be having he might be a woman beater. You can tell, you can see them from the jump. Like they be really nice and something happen, they flip out. Like it might be so many different things that you can see if you just give yourself some time. But for on the brothers, it's like they know what they want. They know what they want from day one. If they see you and they trying to date you, they already be knowing. They're like, this mine, I gotta have her. And I'm just telling you that's because my man told me, like, from day one when he seen me, he was like, "She that's my girl, I gotta have her, da, da, da." And he didn't have me right then and there, but he kept going and going and going.
Mhm.
So, men know what they want.
Mm.
They do.
And
The brothers know what they
stayed
want.
persistent. He stayed persistent.
Yeah, persistent and consistent. They just, they don't want you to go nowhere else.
Right,
Nowhere else.
when they really want you, right? Sister
Yeah, they do. They come.
Yeah, I think sisters do need to learn from this. You see this? I'm giving y'all a gem right now. I dropped a wife on my show, y'all.
If we in a crazy world though, it's hard for the sisters too though, because people are conning, Muslim or not, they're conning. Like, "Oh, I got all this and Imma do this for you and Imma do that." And then when you say, "Okay, well, let's just do it in the car. Let's get it over with." "Oh, give me some time." Like, they be
And as
playing
soon as
too.
they give you some time, you gotta run off. But then at the same time,
Yeah,
it's like, we be
give you
giving
some
them
time.
grace because you just said we gotta give them grace. So we be giving these brothers
Yeah,
some grace. And I'm talking about me
yeah,
'cause y'all know I ain't
yeah.
giving y'all no grace. But I'm saying for for the rest of y'all.
But give me some time. It'd be like, time for what? Time for you to get some money to pay for some things for me,
Mhm.
or
Like
what?
the
What is
communication.
the
Right, right, right,
time?
right, right.
To know what the time is. Are you trying to finish school and then you want to get married? Because you're not going to be able to be. What do you want to do with this time? And we should be able to see that they full of BS right then and there.
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
So
Gotta learn from that. I
yeah,
love that. I love the advice that you giving us because we need it though, sis. Because um, yeah, we need it. I just did it. I did it live, and I think it's a lot of sisters that are and brothers, but it's mainly I feel like sisters because of course I'm a sister, so I could see us from a mile away that is on that are looking and wanting marriage, and then I even talked to for the episode prior to that's gonna drop. He was like, "Yeah, the dating pool is terrible for y'all, and I feel bad for you guys." And I'm like, "Yeah, because it's like a want there, because as we human, we want somebody. I don't know anybody that's gonna be like, no, I'm good being single, and I just want to be alone, and I just no one's going for that.
nobody
No one's
wants
saying
alone.
that,
I don't.
right? So I think your advice is so valid, and I think it we're just trying to find solutions everywhere we can. And if I can get it going, the conversation going, I will. So I really appreciate you showing your background and you coming and speaking with me. Um,
Of course, as
no, I
always.
know you're about to travel. You're about to be traveling soon. Uh,
Yeah, going to the
Going to
motherland.
Africa, period, which is amazing.
Uh,
I know you're gonna have a good time first. You're going to
yeah,
Nigeria.
I'm going to Nigeria. Hopefully, we can get Ghana in there, and we're gonna have us a time. And I'm African already, so
Yes.
I'm like,
No,
I'm good where I'm at.
no, you're
But
gonna have a good time.
this is a different side of Africa, so,
No, you're gonna have I'm
gotta
telling you, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a story to tell. And hopefully you can come
yeah.
and tell us the story of what happened in that over there. Yes, you gotta have it do a part 2 of what happened over there. But no, I wanna say thank you so much. Is there you wanna drop your social media?
Yeah, follow me, Maybach May. That's me.
Period.
Also, I do wanna say, because I wanna touch on one more thing about the dating pool. If the sister's been sitting out here for too long trying to find something, I don't think they, like, really in America. Like, if you wanna find you a strong Muslim brother that just wanna be into you, you want him on his deen, I think maybe you should search different places. Like, I don't think they're all in America, or if they are in America, they're already probably
Oh,
taken.
they're gonna love
Which
that. The brothers in Africa, Dubai, Indonesia, Malaysia, they're gonna love that.
man, they all over the world, and y'all sick of the ones here, and y'all saying they broke and they surviving in them other countries. Might wanna just, explore your options.
Nah, you
But they not gonna do it because everybody love them in American brother. They ain't going
no,
nowhere.
no, I don't I be feeling like they don't I had a brother that was just on the live the other last time I did a live. He said, "I want a Muslim black revert." That was his clarification.
Revert?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wait a minute. Hell no. You cannot just choose revert or born Muslim.
That's
Like,
and
we want to be like the ones that was born Muslim. We want it forever.
no, that's what he said. He said, "I want a Muslim black revert."
Where was he from? Philly?
No, no, he wasn't from
Where was
Philly.
he from? Where down
No,
there?
dang, I can't even think, but it wasn't Philly. He was like a random state. I wanna say like
Oh, don't co
no, no, yeah, I love Philly. I love New York, the New York. I like everywhere, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
I forgot where it was like Seattle it was like something random, but he like that was what he wanted. And he was interested on it with his sister. Cause
He
I'm
wanna
doing
rape.
a Muslim matchmaking as well too on my TikTok. But he was interested in his sister and he said, I like you because like that was his thing. He was like, I want a Muslim revert black woman. And I said, well, why? You know, the question is why? And a lot of it is because
Oh, I think I know why.
why would you say why?
Listen, he might, I don't know though, because like you said, we all not perfect. So maybe he wanted somebody who used to bend the rules. So
Oh, you say bend the
they
rules.
the way,
Okay, like wouldn't
I'm
yeah.
like, you could just bend the rules with a reverb because the things that it's still kind of follow. Listen, you know what
No,
I'm
you
trying to
saying they
say.
still kinda new to the
Um,
religion, so they willing to do different things that someone who's born
yeah,
Muslim wouldn't. But I think it's like a control thing and then like a teaching. I wanna teach her. Like I feel like men love to give knowledge and they like to give knowledge if they feel like they got no
mm,
more than her and they could tell her certain things versus like a sister who may have been born Muslim is like, yeah, we know Surah
boy,
Yasin, we know Surah Baqarah, we know all the like we know the Quran, we know Hadith, we know that like let's pray together, let's do dua, like let's so it's a little bit different, I feel like, and I feel like it's like for me, I feel like it was almost like a fetish of his, that's what he was wanting to just have to be able to get the knowledge, but anyway, I feel like
yeah,
yeah, I feel like I don't know, I think that's why I say it's a little bit easier. That's why I said that. I was like, "Yeah, it's a little easy for reverse to get married." I feel like brothers who were born Muslim looking for that, and, I got
it's
you
crazy.
always say you got brothers. I got 5 brothers, right? So,
Yeah,
everything I always running through them. They quick to be like I'm like, "Yo, I'm talking to this brother." They be like, "Marm, he don't like you. Marm, he don't like you, like, he do not like you. If he like you, you'll know. You don't have to question,
yeah.
nothing."
They would. You will know,
Yeah.
but but that don't mean it's over. He may not like me now. He might like me later.
Oh,
Sometimes I'm not for him right now. I may have rubbed. It may have been something that he didn't like right now,
mhm.
but he'll be back. He'll be back, and as they always come double back and try to come back, and then the stop go up, so it's too late.
The stock go up.
You don't need
I like that.
it be you, it don't even be them. The stock go up, you cannot spin the block back. You cannot.
Right, so,
So it
and
don't
how about
matter.
for the single mothers though too? Because you already had a child before, I just
Mhm.
yeah, you had a child. And I think, a lot of like, he still was like, "I wanna how did you navigate that too? Like and I think I wanna save that too for part 2 because I wanna talk about that too just because, just an introduction a little bit is just, introducing your child to other men. 'Cause, I think it's hard for a lot of us sisters to do that when we are we meet a man, we like a man, but then your children gotta get included in that and
Your children gotta like them too. Your children gotta like them too. It can't just be you. It just can't because he fit in so perfect in your life. It gotta make sense. And what do you do for my kid?
he gotta be doing something for
So
the I think it was
I
this
ain't
go ahead.
not doing something for the kid in turn like I'm saying though, my kid gotta like you though. If me and you gonna be together, you're gonna probably be her stepfather, right? We thinking for the long, long run, and it's like, my daughter gotta have that bond with you too. My son, my daughter, you know what I'm saying? They gotta have that bond with you too. Like, um, especially if there's no dad around that's really around the child or nothing, they naturally just be like, oh, is this my dad now? That's how the kids be. So you gotta be kid friendly, yeah, for sure. You
Mhm.
can't just be coming up around me, like you gotta be with the kids. So yeah, that's a conversation for another day, but Yes, it's important
Yeah,
for the man
and I
to
don't know if he had
look your
children
kid.
already or no children, but I know a lot of us are looking for no, right? See, you got hit the jackpot.
No.
Ding, mashallah, protected at all. Y'all continue to guide y'all union and protect it. Y'all
He
continue
was
to
young.
guide it
That
and make sure nothing happens to it. You know, y'all raise
yeah.
children together by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing, I
Yes.
just pray no, because this we living in dangerous times right now, sister, dangerous times.
Yeah. Oh, I know, 'cause, just 'cause I'm married don't mean I don't hear it. I hear it all the time, and I'll be trying to help people, but they be like, "Look, at some point, you gotta catch on. You getting played." And I don't know how to tell people that without hurting their feelings, but
Yeah,
yeah, or I like, why are you doing the same thing? Like, you might as well go back and be with that person if you're gonna be on the same thing. It's a lot. It's hard out here for these sisters. I'm not even gonna lie. It's hard.
it really is.
But look, so you we not even gonna get into it. But listen, when you know it's right, you know,
Right, right,
because
right, right.
they know.
Well, thank you for
They
coming.
start
I
doing
really appreciate you coming on, and I hope that you come on for part 2. You are an amazing guest. I love all that you do, and see, the people don't even know, but you're just like you're you do a lot of different things, and
yes,
and the
we gonna get into
we'll get
it.
into it for sure for part 2. So make sure y'all tune in for that. I am your host. This is my guest, May. Thank you for tuning in
Bye,
to
everybody.
Unwrap Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. Imma try I was
Yeah.
sick all last 2 weeks. Y'all always relieving me of my sins. I was really out for the count,
No.
guys. So, thank you guys for just subscribing, and I see all of y'all comments, and I love all the support that I get, and I see all y'all DMs, and I love all the reposts, and I love all of it, and I truly appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. I'm not even at 6 months yet, and, the fact that y'all just support me so much, I truly, truly appreciate it. Choose happiness, not because it's easy, but because sometimes it's hard, and we are out.
Yes.